privately.
Major, we've got a serious problem. This operation has been getting more ridiculous every minute since the helicopters crashed. The men are dropping like flies. We've got no comms with HQ, and the situation just keeps getting worse. The evacuation choppers didn't show up again. And at this rate, it won't be long before we lose control of the situation completely. We need to establish communications with HQ right now. Our communications expert believes that the signal is being jammed from somewhere close to us. He's working on getting the coordinates as we speak. I sent some of my men to check out a possible source of the interference, but they went missing, and their personal signals aren't registering. Major, one of your objectives is to establish communications with HQ. Given the situation we find ourselves in, this should be your priority from now on. Also, as a personal favor to me, please find my boys.
Мелочь, мать их штабные. Это считается хорошая подготовка, когда из 10 только один выживает. Черт! Да мы даже в бой не вступили. Крышу рвет только так. Видали уже.
You'd better ask the captain.
Ничего. Я им так просто не дамся. Успеть бы только, если что, побольше тварей с собой на тот свет забрать. За собой тут следить все время надо. И за другими тоже присматривать. Аномалии, парень поганый. Крышу рвет только так. Видали уже. Говорят, эти твари по ночам стали на патрули нападать. Главное, днем между собой срутся, а ночью собираются в стаи и нас кончают.
Base, I found one of your men. It looks like he blew himself up with a grenade. There are no signs of a firefight or any other evidence of him being attacked.
Kowalski here. Roger that, Major. Hey, I got good news. We finally acquired the exact coordinates of the source of interference. The signal is coming from the kindergarten building.
Is that really you? Well, I'll be. We were starting to think we'd never see our dock again. So what happened?
Well, it's a long story. I'll tell you another time.
Okay. Thanks for your help. By the way, the Colonel wants you to pay him a visit.
Thanks. I'll do that.
Also, Gary headed for Yanov's station to restock. He asked me to tell you that he won't be back for a few days.
Gotcha.
So, tell me, where were you?
You're not going to believe me anyway, but in a fridge. Wow, never heard that one before. A fridge, eh?
What fridge? Where did you find it?
Where did I find it? I'd like to see you find anything in my estate.
And what state would that be?
Not quite sure how to describe it.
Учтена каждая мелочь, мать их штабные. Это считается хорошая подготовка, когда из 10 только 1 выживает. Черт! Да мы даже в бой не вступили!
The signal is back. Transmitting coordinates. The signal is gone. It's back. It's right next to you.
I don't see anyone.
It's close, and it's moving toward our base.
It's underground.
Major Kowalski here. You better get back here. We need to prepare for possible attack. Bastards won't catch us with our pants down this time.
Успеть бы только, если что, побольше тварей с собой на тот свет забрать.
Don't shoot. I'm headed to the main entrance.
Who are you?
My name is S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
You're the stalker who disabled the Scorcher?
Yes, but my plan didn't work. I came here to speak with your commanders. I have information that will allow the army to take control of the zone and destroy it.
An emission is starting.
Come, let's talk inside.
We've got a problem. Our choppers are crashing for reasons that we've not understood yet.
Until we work it out, there won't be any helicopter support. The only way to get to the borders of the zone is on foot.
The reasons are obvious. There are many anomalies in the air, especially in the center of the zone.
We had a map with the safe air corridor between anomalies, and the helicopters had emission protection systems.
That's odd. You're telling me you haven't noticed that anomalies move around after an emission. Some disappear, and new ones show up in different places, which makes your map of anomalies effectively useless.
So that's what it is.
What?
Emissions don't just follow one another. If you can scan the area and identify all the anomalies, the choppers will be able to collect us safely, provided they're dispatched right after an emission.
We must inform the HQ of this as soon as possible.
I'll contact my commanders right after the emission. Lieutenant, get him on the line as soon as you can.
Man, I thought acid rain was bad enough around here.
Forget about it. I'll trade it for rain any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Главное не дрейфить. Не дрейфить, да. Тогда все живыми отсюда выберемся. За собой тут следить все время надо. И за другими тоже присматривать. Аномалии в парете поганые. Крышу рвет только так. Видали уже.
Every time there's an emission, I get this splitting headache.
As long as the efficiency is killing you, I think that's a pretty good going.
Умники, ёпты. Страховка? Да на кой хрен у нас дала тебе эта страховка, когда и хранить не будет чего? Родичев, что промухали, да? Вот тут на руку сразу не давали. Страховка? Да на кой хрен у нас далась тебе эта страховка, когда и хранить не будет чего? Родичам, что пробухали, да?
Looks like the emission is over.
Лучше бы на руки сразу не
Kirillov,
давали.
contact HQ.
Roger. HQ on the line.
Прорвемся. Куда мы денемся? Хрен этим тварям, а не наши шкуры. Лишь бы автомат не клинил, да патронов хватило. А так прорвемся.
Colonel, why did comms go down?
Because of the emission, it's impossible to establish comms during one.
Okay. Alright, listen up. Operation Fairway is being taken over by the USS. Is Major S.T.A.L.K.E.R there?
Yes.
Okay. He's in command from now on. Tell him to stay put. To be contacted by his superior shortly.
И когда же нас
Roger.
отсюда заберут-то?
Major, do you read me?
Major S.T.A.L.K.E.R here. I read you.
Ничего. Я им так просто не дамся.
As of this moment,
Успеть
you
бы
are
только, если
responsible
что,
for
побольше
completing
тварей
Operation
с собой на
Fairway.
тот свет забрать.
Kowalski and the Stingray squad will assist you. Report.
I've managed to acquire documents about experiments carried out in the zone.
Пищи зелёные.
Furthermore, we've been contacted by a stalker who's been in the CNPP. His name is S.T.A.L.K.E.R. and he's offered us his cooperation.
Roger. Accept his offer. You know what caused our helicopters to crash?
Yes, I have the data, and S.T.A.L.K.E.R's information confirms it. The helicopters were hit by anomalies after their locations changed during the emission. The anomaly map issued to the pilots turned out to be
Ничего нормального в
useless.
этой долбанной зоне нет ни хрена.
I've been clear
Pagana.
until the next emission. Will be
Pagana.
collected together with the S.T.A.L.K.E.R from position B28. Stingray squad will be evacuated with you. The birds are already in the air. Over and out.
You heard the news, fellas. When we go, stick together and keep the S.T.A.L.K.E.R alive. Any questions? Get ready to move. Major, can I have a word? Move out, squad. Would you look at that? The sons of bitches actually made it. You were right, S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
Zombies!
They're right along the building. Double that.
Получи, скотина! Оружие к бою! Получай!
There's about a dozen zombies in the building.
Cover each other.
А гранату тебе, гад!
Лови гранату, урод!
Every zombie in Pripyat is going to know we're coming. We've got to move faster. Run!
Красы! Вот тебе! Вали, отморозка! Красы! Влепил скотине! Красы! По отморозкам! Огонь! Влепил скотине! Влепил скотине! Влепил скотине!
Stingray, where are you?
We're We're on the way. Roger that. We'll be there soon. Stay alert and follow orders. We're real close to the evacuation point. Let's move! There's no time. Check your weapons and fire at will.
Влепил, скотине!
What was that?
Don't stop. Keep moving.
It's here.
Run.
Okay, run.
We're taking heavy fire from an unidentified enemy. We cannot hold out for long. To the choppers! Go! Go! Go!
Get in that chopper. I hope it was worth it.
As a reward for successfully completing his investigation, S.T.A.L.K.E.R was offered a promotion to colonel and the position of mission coordinator. He declined the opportunity to work at the HQ and submitted a personal request to be sent to the zone as the USS Permanent Observer. The information about the development of psi devices obtained by S.T.A.L.K.E.R alerted USS commanders. All the information gathered on X-designated laboratories was removed from military archives and filed as top secret. All personnel working in the zone were ordered to prevent the disclosure of information about the laboratories at any cost. Several experimental samples were made on the basis of technical documents for Item 62. Following a set of test trials, it was decided not to go ahead with large-scale deployment of the weapon due to the high cost of ammunition. Nonetheless, it would be reasonable to assume that further development of the Gauss rifle is ongoing. Skadovsk became home to any and all who could reach it. Fierce stalker resistance did not stop the bandits from making regular and ultimately unsuccessful attempts to establish their so-called order on the ship. Despite this ongoing struggle, the Skadovsk carried on its unique brand of life. Unfortunately, it didn't last long. Bloodsuckers from the lair near the Skadovsk found the way to the ship. When bloodsucker attacks began to occur even in broad daylight, it was decided to mount an assault on the lair. Unfortunately, the hunters failed to advance deep into the tunnels, and soon afterwards, a wave of bloodsuckers annihilated all the ship's residents in one fell swoop. A fragile balance was reached between freedom and duty squads at Yanov Station. Tired of the endless struggle, fighters of both factions started leaving their squads and joining the Free Stalkers. Professors Herman and Ozersky were forced to cut short their scientific research in the zone due to a lack of data. On returning to the outside world, the two scientists proceeded to engage in unrelated work. Gary's stories about the Army's fate scared stalkers away from Pripyat. The few who dared to venture into the city ran into inexplicable phenomena, which added further dark strokes to an already gloomy picture of the dead city. The area around Yanov Station gained a reputation for being one of the most dangerous places in the zone. Fewer and fewer stalkers make it back from raids, many dying at the hands of mutants within view of the camp. One of those missing is Trapper, who set out to track down a chimera on what appears to have been his last hunt. Rumors of Zulu's fate reached the leader of duty, General Voronin. Counter to most expectations, Voronin decided to posthumously award Zulu with the Silver Shield, duty's highest decoration. Vano headed off to the freedom-controlled military warehouses, where his cheerful personality and optimism quickly earned him the popularity they merited. Ultimately, he took charge of a small group of researchers involved in investigating anomalous areas. Senior Lieutenant Sokolov continued to take part in flying missions over the zone. During one such recon flight over Limansk, his aircraft was shot down by mercenaries. 2 weeks later, he was picked up by a patrol near the cordon. Within a month of his rescue, Sokolov had left the Air Force, joining a civil airline instead. A group of stalkers was forced to seek shelter on Noah's old barge during a particularly powerful emission. When the barge was attacked by a horde of snorks afterwards, stalkers were forced to concede that the barge was as good a defense against mutants as anything they'd seen. Even more astonishing was a litter of pseudo-dog puppies that Noah himself led into battle against the snorks. Having overcome his alcoholism, Cardin left the Skadovsk. Stalkers said he went to look for his missing friends. Several days later, he returned, suffering from wounds and radiation poisoning. As soon as his wounds healed, he left the zone for the second and final time. S.T.A.L.K.E.R passed on the information he obtained on his trip to the Chernobyl NPP to the USS commanders. This prompted the government to create a scientific institute for research of the Chernobyl anomalous area. S.T.A.L.K.E.R took up the position of chief scientific consultant to the institute. When Colonel Kowalski, commander of the Stingray Group, returned from the zone, he was forced to explain the reasons for the failure of Operation Fairway. Following a dragged-out investigation and the brass's failed attempt to make him the fall guy, the colonel was finally given an honorable discharge.
Взрывая мгновенье через сотни лет, мы растаем в пыли своих надежд, оставляя поколениям горький след. И в памяти лица близких нам людей, праздник красных флагов, звонкий смех детей, все исчезло.